The Creation of All, Chapter 8. A number 4 and 9 combo. Archie orders lunch for us at the drive-thru. Thanks, Archie, I say as he pays. I am starving. I haven't eaten since I started the journey. He pulls into a parking space so we can eat. I know he's the type who prefers eating in the car rather than in the restaurant. You're welcome, Gina. Oof, I didn't like that tone. He's not still mad over the knife, is he? Well, I would have to pull it out again if he tries to drive anywhere else. So Vayne treated those slaves like people and helped them realize they can live their own lives, and in their escape they killed a bunch of people? Right. Vayne made them feel something they never felt before, and now they made him feel something he hasn't felt in a long time. What does that mean? Archie asks, and I probably shouldn't have said that. It's not important. What is that now is a good time to introduce Uruma, the current president and ruler of Saiten, who is aided by his Council of Nine. Together, they control everything. If that's all, Tanzu, I need to get going. There's a tearing ceremony scheduled in a few minutes. I have to get to the founding square now. Another one. These ceremonies are becoming more common recently. I'm glad you're concerned since, as the leader of the military, all security issues are your responsibility. I will be looking into your work performance soon. I understand, but surely Hongoro, Pobara, and Bamodan need to take some blame for these acts of civil disobedience. We'll see, I say before hanging up on him. I close my work console and stand up from my desk, and I look out the window from floor 500, the top floor of the Origin Tower, a sight very few get to enjoy. I see my reflection in the window, and I have to admire my appearance. Most presidents can barely handle the pressure, and the stress destroys their bodies. My sangria skin is still without blemish or wrinkle. My dark blue hair still shines, stays in place perfectly, and is still so dark most think it's black. My physique is still perfectly fit, as I've always been. I could have worked out and become muscular, but there's just no need. I've always been amazed how good I look in this suit. It's woven from the muscle fibers of an animal so rare most aren't even aware it exists. One of my few regrets is that I don't have enough time to admire myself. I walk out into the hall. Rayada, my secretary, is there looking through all the urgent tasks I have upcoming on her own DCMD. Her model is small and strapped to her left arm. I walk right past her and she follows me to the beam shaft. President Uruma, sir, we've just gotten several updates on situations around the globe. We've received reports that the Yadra faction is about to overtake our control of Vegara in the High Street territory. We've lost contact with the Undar mining facility in the Tavern territory. The people of Malda show signs of defiance if you go through with installing the defensive installation on their sacred land in the Quellius territory. Also, we've got reports that Gyogi has been sighted near the border of Lorita and Chuango. I have to raise a hand to get her to stop. Yes, those are some of the big issues we currently have. Just because we have some trouble functioning in those territories, the other races keep thinking that we'll let them have what they want. These are urgent, but there is still some time for a small vacation. Sir, there really isn't. These are serious. There is no time to run off and attend Lorita's comeback contest. Rayada continues to nag as we reach the shaft. We step into the empty cylindrical space filled with green light, and we fall. On my wrist controller, I select the ground level. Nearing the selected floor, the beam begins to slow our descent, and the platform slides out of the walls for us to touch down on and walk outside. Sir? Rayada asks, wanting to know what my final decision is, and I'm not too sure. Walking out into the open, I look around for a sign. There! On the ground, off in the distance, 2 Weiler wheels just landed. I watch one peck the ground 5 times while facing the direction of Lorita, and the other one is facing the Origin Tower and doesn't peck the ground at all. I understand what's being told to me. Rayada, I am going to Lorita, and I don't want to hear you say anything else on the matter. I then step down the stairs towards where the machine for the ceremony has been set up. Sir, I'm sorry, but this just seems like poor judgment. Has my judgment ever been wrong? I ask her, expecting a quick answer, but she hesitates before answering. No. I didn't like that. She seems to have some reservations about how I do things. It's just we're waiting on your approval for a new site to harvest materials for the mango project. Ugh, I never liked that project, but I couldn't voice my argument against it, so I had to pretend like I approved of it. Oh, and what of the recent rise of revolutionary groups? This one, Third Savior, has just removed our presence fully from the Belligo region in Borifor. No revolution since Grandal has achieved anything like that. Rayada, are revolutionaries honestly concerning you? There have always been revolutionaries, and they've always failed in the end. They're a part of life. Let them get as close as they can before we destroy them. They still won't get anywhere near here. But the Grandal, I'm quick to cut her off, only succeeded under different leadership. Under mine, nothing like that can happen. We finish talking just as I take my steps up to the podium. There is a huge crowd of my people in front of me, filling the Founders Square. The square is an open space lined with statues of the 7 founders of Saiten. The machinery for the tearing ceremony has been set up in the middle, while the stage and podium are on the edge that has no statues. The machine is very big and cube-shaped. It fills the center of the square, forcing the audience to stand around it. The machine is covered in different mechanisms that are designed to brutally kill criminals and traitors. We have 50 of them strapped to it for execution today. We used to just tear them to pieces, which is where the ceremony got its name, but we've come up with more creative ways since then. I stand behind the podium to give the traditional speech before we begin. Thank you all for being here. We hold these tearing ceremonies to make sure that the people are constantly reminded of the fate that will befall the unlucky ones who stand against us, who transgress against us. We are Saiten. We've earned our power and the authority to do as we wish. Anyone who thinks they can wrong us or threaten us, allow us to remind you of what awaits you. With that said, I step towards the machine to activate it, as is my duty. I input the code on the keypad and then pull the lever, turning the machine on. The criminal garbage who sinned against us are then pulled apart, cut down the middle, slowly sawed into bits, slowly burned, having their bodies rolled around a metal roller, and there are many other painful deaths on display. I walk to where these fools can see me smiling as they die. Their screams should be seen as terrifying by all, yet people continue to defy us. Part of me has to respect the tenacity of the criminal spirit, but it soon stops and is replaced with frustration over the stupidity of the criminal mind. Sir, I'm sorry, but I keep getting pressing matters sent to me. The Roprans of Cicelo are choosing to die rather than submit. But if we kill them, who will harvest the briz crops? Rayada continues to annoy me with these trivial problems. None of these are all that time sensitive. Sir! Rayada continues to say things as she follows me back to the tower. She's always been dutiful, but she's forgotten how to do that while not annoying me. While I walk past the machine, I reach the tip of my tail out and pull off a cord that was holding a lot of tension. Without that cord, 2 heavy gears it was holding are launched forward. Sir, I'm sorry, but we need answers now. The gears crush her skull, hitting her as she walks. Her body falls to the ground. I accept your apology, Rayada. I proceed back to the tower. I could have reassigned her to somewhere else, but she was really irritating me. Reaching the tower entrance, I'm greeted by my new secretary. Hello, sir. I am Maruden, your new secretary. I see you've scheduled time to attend the Lorita comeback contest. You'll have to leave soon to make it on time. I've already packed your essentials and they're being delivered to your ship now. Impressive. Got that done in the 20 seconds you've had the position. Thank you, sir. Maruden follows me to my ship, and she does so in silence, just like Rayada used to. I board my personal airship, the Authority, one of the fastest in the world. It'll only take a day to reach Lorita from here. The contest is going to be held on the outskirts of their capital, Molio. The trip is uneventful, and we arrive on time, parking in my space. I demanded they spill the space exclusively for my use just outside their capital. I disembark from my ship along with Maruden and my 2 guards, Joruga and Hirari. I don't really need them for protection, but they are useful for running errands. We are greeted by the president of Lorita, Gaho, and some other people who I'm sure have some important jobs here. Gaho was elected for his charisma and ability to lead. He's a short, dumpy person who is unable to channel any of that charisma when around me. In my presence, he becomes a blubbering buffoon, terrified about what I may do to him or his nation. Welcome to Lorita, Master. I got the other 3 presidents to call me that under threat of genocide. I'm just here for a brief reprieve of the stress of my work. You can understand that. Yes, Master. I'm always under stress with my work, so I can only imagine how hard it is on you. His voice trembles whenever he talks to me. I've always enjoyed lording my position over others. I've come to see your comeback contest. I thought it would be fun. Oh, well, I was just on my way. I'd be honored if you accompanied us, Gaho says, and seeing him and those around him shiver and cower in my presence is one of the things I enjoy most. We're driven out to the edge of the city. As we drive, Gaho tries to make conversation by talking about all the matters of Lorita he is dealing with. He asks me for advice, but I'm not going to lower myself by solving this twit's problems. After I ignore his second question, Gaho takes the hint and remains silent until we arrive at the site. It's a large, round, open plot of land with trees surrounding the back half with a path cut through the middle of them. The portable stands have been set up on the opposite side. The seats are already filled with spectators. Below them are rooms for services, storage, and maintenance. Above them are the private rooms for the superior people. Once the show starts, these rooms will raise into the air to provide a better view. We leave Gaho's pathetic and filthy craft and walk into the back of the stands through the VIP entrance, and make our way to Gaho's box where I take the seat reserved for him. Gaho takes a different seat without saying a word. Gaho, I've heard talk that you've met recently with Pedo. It's best to wait as long as possible to make people feel safe before instantly putting them on the spot. Their panicked and fearful reactions are delicious. Oh, well, he just showed up to help with the issues we've been having between the Nupo and Buono regions. As you may know, there has been some growing hostilities in between those two in recent years, and Pedro asked if he could help. I quickly interrupt him. You certainly know that Pero is a Saiten fugitive, who is one of the leaders of the Phantom Nation, which is one of Saiten's most annoying enemies. You know that, yet you did not tell me he was here, and we missed our chance to bring him in. Gaho doesn't say a thing. All I can hear is his heavy, panicked breathing. Nupo and Buono have solved their issues? Yes, sir, Gaho says nervously. I don't know which yet, but for your crime, I will have one of those completely destroyed. I'll give you at least 3 days to let your people know it's coming and that it's your fault. While I haven't turned to look at Gaho, I can tell by his breath that he wants to say something, but dares not to say it. I would have destroyed both if he did. Our box is soon lifted into the air where we get a perfect view of the field. Raised above the Lorita peons, I stare out onto the field as they've built a round, flat platform where the contest's host will start the show and introduce the teams. Before all that, we will be treated to a song by one of Lorita's best singers, Kirora. Unfortunately, it's the Lorita national anthem. I do enjoy her voice. She truly is one of the best, possibly in the world. I've been thinking of making her a Saiten citizen. With her performance done, Kirora bows and steps off the stage as the host walks into the center. Greetings, everyone. I am Arogio, your host for Lorita's 6,203rd Comeback Contest. Today, we'll be watching 3 teams compete for anything the nation of Lorita can give them. Originally, these contests were competition renegades and rogues would take part in to earn the right to re-enter government cities. They would regret living in the dangers of the world and would want to return. Over time, nations decided to make it more interesting by offering different prizes. We at Saiten do not. Our comeback contests are more of a series of savage fights to the death. The contests of weak nations like Lorita have turned into these absurd spectacles. They may be fun to watch, but I wouldn't tolerate this behavior in Saiten. Alright, here's our Team 1. Step up here and introduce yourselves. Rogio shouts, and the first 5 competitors walk out of the temporary shelter made for the competitors to prepare in. It is tradition that only the team leader speaks to the crowd. I am Ufoda. He then points to and introduces the sacks of wasted flesh standing behind him. My team, Norada, Kinano, Opara, and Gadata, We fled Himo City and regret it every day. Please take us back. He shouts before he and his entire team fall on their knees, bowing to the audience, begging them. Such a disgraceful sight. The audience starts laughing at this sorry bunch. Though the contest consists of challenges and competing teams, the winners are ultimately chosen by the audience. Whichever team get the most people to like them wins. They compete to win the challenges because people tend to like winners. What an introduction! This team has clearly gone through some tough times. What do you say, folks? Do you think Team 1 deserves a comeback? Rogio shouts to the audience, and I can hear people responsive cheers or jeers. Alright, sounds like we're all going to look forward to your performance. Team 1 steps off the platform and make it into the shelter, just as the second team comes out. Now, Team 2, take this time to let the people know who you are and what you want, Rogio says, then stands aside. I am Sekiro, and my team is Ukyo, Moncha, Nugura, and Byoka. We are from Nupo, and we are competing for access to the Ilalio Geyser. The crowd is silent, as am I. I don't think anyone expected them to say that. The Ilalio Geyser is one of Mectra's 567 unsolved mysteries. The waters that come out once a week destroy any flesh they touch, but there are legends of someone from long ago that used the water to achieve immortality. Some of the dumber populations still believe this person walks among us. Neither Saiten or Lorita researchers could find any use for that water. Just why would anyone want to get near it? The destructive ability of the water only lasts a few minutes. We've deemed it useless. Why would these savages want it? I find myself lost in thought trying to figure this out, but my line of thought is broken, and I jump out of my seat when I see the third team taking the platform. I am Bodaka, and this is my team, Terate, Miga, Quiga, and Vayne. That's the weapon Udo made. That's his 1500310 Model 1. It performed perfectly when he demoed it to me in Tanzu. Its power was very impressive. But then it went rogue, attacked us, and vanished. I hired Jordan to catch it, and he did. But due to an attack from revolutionaries, it escaped. I'm in absolute shock to see it here participating in this with rogues. Like it's a person. Its strange behavior has led me to suspect Udo of some sort of treason. I was going to send the disciplinarians to question him next week. We are the Doriano Revolution, and we're competing for money to build up our revolution over Saiten, to stop their worldwide abuse of all of us. Any interested in joining the cause can meet with us after the contest. The crowd erupts in laughter at their absurdity. I, however, am very annoyed by another obnoxious revolution that will only succeed in irritating me. I can sense everyone in the box looking at me as these beasts just announced a challenge directly at me. The third team steps aside to join the other two as the challenge selection is about to begin. A large dispensing machine is brought to the center of the platform. The leader of Team 1, whose name I didn't bother to remember, steps forward to pull the lever. A ball comes out and Orogio is quick to grab it. It's a musical performance! Team 1 has 20 minutes to prepare a 15-minute-long mini-concert for us. With that said, Team 1 rushes off and in less than 10 minutes return carrying instruments and other musical equipment. It's not surprising they came prepared for this. People know that they could be asked to do anything, so they come prepared for anything. As their performance begins, I just think about how to proceed from here. This must be why I was told to come here. I could end this event now and take the weapon myself. But with the power I saw it show off before, it won't make it easy. I can't risk anything making me look foolish. In Saiten, image is just as important as power. All I can do is wait and see if another message comes. If one does not come soon, then I'll take it to mean I won't have trouble capturing it. The performance ends, and I didn't hear a second of it. The crowd cheers. Seems as though they enjoyed it. Wow, what a show! The bar has been set high. Can Team 2 outdo that? Orogio shouts as Team 1 quickly removes their equipment, as Sekiro steps back up to the platform as the dispensing machine is brought back. Sekiro pulls the lever, and Yorogyo once again quickly grabs the ball and shouts what's written on it. It's a history quiz. Each member of Team 2 will have to correctly answer one question of Lorita's history. Any who fail to give a correct answer will not be able to participate in the next round. While I watch the next event start, I see a Borble snatch and devour a flea in the air. I understand what I'm being told. I get up and start to leave without saying a word. Sir, are you... Maruden tries to say, but I raise a hand to silence her. I motion with my hand for Joruga and Hidari to come with me. There are small pods on the back of these, boxes that can descend back to the base of the stands. We take one down and step outside. Listen, you two. That gray red-haired thing called Vayne. It's the FBW Udo made that escaped. I want to capture it and bring it back to Saiten. I'll use it to learn just what Udo has been up to before destroying it. They both nod, showing they understand. These two have worked with me for so long, they know when I want them to ask questions, and when I need them to be quiet. I don't want any attention drawn to it. I've kept its existence as secret as possible. If the Loritians find out one of our weapons is defective to this extent, I'll be dealing with the humiliation forever. Continued in Part 2.